Have you ever thought about the value of a single moment in your life? It's an intriguing question, isn't it? Each tick of the clock, each passing second, represents a moment that we can never retrieve. Time is, in its essence, the most valuable thing we possess. Picture time as an hourglass. Each grain of sand falling is a moment passing. Once a grain falls, it cannot be placed back at the top. It's gone, forever lost in the sands of time. This is the very nature of our lives. We are all living on borrowed time, a finite resource that is continuously depleting. Time is a paradox. It's omnipresent, yet it slips through our fingers like water. It's a constant companion, yet we often forget its value. It's free, yet it's priceless. It's something we all have, yet it's something we can't keep. It's something we can spend, yet it's something we can't buy or sell. Interestingly, we often treat time as if it is an infinite resource. We tend to postpone, to delay, to procrastinate. We say, I'll do it tomorrow or I'll start next week. But the harsh reality is tomorrow is never a given. All we have is now, this very moment. So how do we honor time? We honor it by being present, by being mindful of each passing moment. We honor it by spending it wisely, by investing it in things that truly matter. We honor it by not squandering it on trivial pursuits, by not letting it slip away unnoticed. Time is a canvas, and we are the artists. Each moment is a stroke of our brush, each second a splash of color. The masterpiece we create is entirely up to us. We can paint a life full of vibrant hues and intricate patterns, or we can let the canvas remain blank. Remember, time waits for no one. It's a relentless march forward, not caring for our plans or our desires. It's our duty to seize each moment, to make each second count. Because once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. Remember, time waits for no one. Use it wisely. And what about love? Have you ever pondered its power? It's more than just a feeling, more than a fleeting emotion. Love is a force, a potent and transformative energy we all have at our disposal. It's not just about romantic connections. Love is that invisible thread that links us all, binding us together in a shared humanity. Imagine love as a beacon of light, illuminating the darkest corners of our existence. It has the power to heal, to mend what's broken, to soothe the deepest wounds. It's the balm that can ease the pain of loss, the comfort that can lift the burden of despair. Love is the remedy for the ailments of the soul, the salve for our emotional injuries. But love is not just a healer, it's also an inspirer. It's the spark that ignites the fire of creativity, the fuel that drives us to reach for our dreams. It's the force that propels us forward, that encourages us to do more, to be more. It's the muse that whispers in the artist's ear, the coach that cheers on the athlete, the teacher that guides the student. Love is the catalyst for growth, the stimulus for achievement. Moreover, love is the greatest motivator. It's the reason we rise in the morning, the reason we strive to be better. It's the passion that pushes us to overcome obstacles, the drive that compels us to conquer challenges. Love is the motivation that inspires us to make a difference, to leave a mark, to make our lives mean something. But here's the key. Love is not a finite resource. It's not something to be hoarded or rationed. It's abundant, limitless, boundless. It's a gift that keeps on giving, a treasure that increases the more we share it. So let's not take it for granted. Let's express it freely, generously, wholeheartedly. Love is the greatest gift we can give and receive. Don't withhold it. Cherish it, nurture it, spread it. Love has the power to heal, to inspire, to motivate, and to make life worth living. Harness this power and watch as your world transforms. Let me share a story with you about a man named John. John was a successful businessman, always hustling, always on the move. He was the very embodiment of the phrase, "time is money." His days were filled with meetings and phone calls, his nights with paperwork and planning. He was so engrossed in his work that he barely had time for his family or even himself. His wife, his children, they all yearned for his time, his attention, his love. But John was too busy climbing the corporate ladder, too busy building an empire. Then one day life threw him a curveball. John was diagnosed with a life-threatening illness. Suddenly, all his wealth, all his success seemed trivial. He found himself surrounded not by his business associates, but by the cold, sterile walls of a hospital. He felt alone, isolated. His family, whom he had neglected for so long, were now his only source of comfort and support. John had always been a fighter, and this time was no different. He battled his illness with the same determination he had shown in the boardroom. But this battle was different. It was not about profit margins or market shares. It was about life and death. It was about time, the one commodity he had always taken for granted. As he lay in his hospital bed, John began to reflect on his life. He realized that he had been so busy making a living that he had forgotten to live. He had been so consumed with deadlines and targets that he had failed to appreciate the beauty of the present moment. He had been so focused on acquiring wealth that he had overlooked the true riches of life: love, family, and happiness. He remembered the birthdays he had missed, the anniversaries he had forgotten, the school plays he had skipped. He thought of his wife's longing gaze, his children's disappointed faces. He realized that he had been absent, not just physically but emotionally as well. He had failed to give them the one thing they wanted most: his time, his love. John's illness was a wake-up call. It forced him to reassess his priorities, to rethink his values. He realized that time, unlike money, cannot be earned back. Once lost, it is lost forever. He understood that love, unlike success, cannot be measured in material terms. It is felt in the heart, in the warmth of a hug, in the joy of shared laughter. John made a promise to himself. If he survived, he would make amends. He would give his time to those who mattered most. He would show his love, not just in words but in actions. He would live, not just exist. John realized that time is the one thing he couldn't buy, and love was the one thing he hadn't given enough of. What can we learn from John's story? John's tale is a stark reminder that time is a non-renewable resource, something we can never get back. It teaches us a valuable lesson: the importance of not squandering our precious moments. Life is not a rehearsal. Every day, every hour, every moment is unique. It's crucial that we make the most of them. John also showed us the importance of prioritizing relationships. In the haste of our daily lives, we often neglect our loved ones. We take them for granted, thinking there will always be time later. But as John's story illustrates, later is not a guarantee. Time waits for no one, and it certainly doesn't pause for us to catch up. John's story imparts the significance of expressing love while we can. Love is not just a feeling, it's an action. It's in the words we speak, the time we spend, and the care we show. It's about making people feel valued and cherished. It's about letting them know they matter, not just in our hearts, but in our lives. John's tale encourages us to be present, to live in the moment. It prompts us to put our phones down, to step away from our screens, and to engage with the people around us. It nudges us to listen, to understand, and to empathize. It inspires us to lend a hand, to share a laugh, to create a memory. John's story is not just a story, it's a wake-up call. It's a call to appreciate, to value, and to cherish. It's a call to love. It's a call to live. John's story, while heartbreaking, is an eye-opener. It's a stark reminder that we should not wait for a wake-up call to realize the value of time and love. It's a clarion call to live our lives with intention, with purpose, and with love. Let's not wait for a wake-up call to realize the value of time and love. So, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you tuck it away, filed under interesting but not urgent? Or will you allow it to stir something within you? Reflect on your life, the minutes and hours that make up your days. Are they filled with purpose, with passion, with love? Or are they slipping away, unmarked and unnoticed? Consider the love in your life. Is it spoken, is it shown, or is it assumed? Left to languish in the shadows of unspoken words and unacted deeds. Let this moment be a turning point. Let it be the spark that ignites a change to cherish time, to not let it trickle away unnoticed, a change to express love, to give it freely and without reservation. Don't wait for tomorrow to show love or to do what matters. It's time to make changes, if needed. Time and love are precious gifts. Don't squander them. Make every moment count and let love be your guiding star.